So, most traders fail their FTMO challenge. I have too. Most of the time when we buy these challenges, we all have the same bad habits. Overtrading, chasing targets, and trying to make 10% in a week or even less. But once I stopped treating it like an actual challenge and started treating it like my own live account, everything flipped. So what I'm going to show you in this video is exactly what went wrong when I first started these FTMO challenges and how I managed to switch everything over to be able to pass 4 already, and I'm currently going through my 5th challenge at the moment. So when I first started trading with FTMO, I thought I had to smash it. I was doing huge trades, trying to get the challenge over as quickly as possible, because I wanted to move on to the next part, which is the verification, and then get funded as soon as possible to start earning money from FTMO. But all that would happen is I would do big trades, some of them would win. However, I would just give it all straight back to the market and ended up blowing the accounts. The moment clicked when I realized it's not a race. You're not trying to race anyone to get funded as quickly as possible. I started to trade like I was already funded and like it was my live account. I had to protect the capital that was in the account, follow my rules, and no huge hero trades, because at the end of the day, no one's going to see them apart from yourself. This is when I first started seeing consistent progress and not just big lucky days. So to actually pass an FTMO account, it's really simple. All you need to do is make 10% profit without losing 10% in total and 5% maximum during one trading day. The best thing about FTMO is there's no time limits as well. So you don't need to be trying to pass a challenge in 1 day, 2 days, in 4 days, which is the minimum amount. You can take as long as you want to pass the challenge, as long as you don't hit the 2 major rules, which is the 10% max drawdown and 5% daily drawdown. So how I passed the FTMO challenge is to just strip it down and keep it as simple as possible. The 2 main rules were 1% max risk per trade and 2 trades per day maximum. If I lost 2, I was done for the day. If I won 2, I was done for the day. If I lost 1 and won another, again, I would still be done. I would shut my laptop and I would do something else. My goal isn't to make 10% as quickly as possible. It's to try and keep it consistent around 0.5 to 1% per day. So even if you had 10 winning days, it would only take you 2 weeks to pass a challenge, which in the grand scheme of things is not that much time. So the best way is just not to stress about it and just keep consistent. The more consistent you are, actually the quicker you'll be able to pass these challenges, move on to the verification stage, and then get your funded account and start earning money. If you're already purchasing an FTMO challenge, then I can imagine you've been trading for a few months already. So you usually have a strategy by this point and you know what works for you. But the hardest part about the FTMO challenge isn't seeing if your strategy works, it's the psychology and mental aspect of passing these accounts. So the mindset is honestly, it's the biggest and most important part about passing these challenges. It's testing your patience and your consistency and your ability to follow your own rules in regards to revenge trading, over leveraging. So obviously there's days where markets consolidate, but when I first started trading these accounts, I thought every day can be a trading day because I wanted to pass these accounts ASAP. But as you guys know from trading your real money, do you trade every day with your real money? If you do, I think there's something wrong, but most of the time you don't. So why do that while trying to pass an FTMO challenge, which can unlock much larger capital, usually than your live account? So on my first couple of tries to do an FTMO challenge, I messed up badly. And to be honest, when I go through them, they were all for different reasons, which personally I took that as I needed to change a lot about my trading. First was just over trading after a loss. I would lose a set amount for the day. I wouldn't be happy that I lost, especially when you're near the 100K mark. It's not nice seeing your account go into the 90,000s. So I wanted to try and get back up into the 100K, into the 6 figures to mitigate that loss. However, that just made me lose a lot more. When you start losing a bit as well, you get comfortable with losing. And that's not how it should be, because how I blew my first account was I got comfortable with losing, and then I hit the 5% max drawdown daily and blew my account. And this was in the first day of having that account. My next challenge I brought, again, I failed this. I lost this because of the 10% max drawdown. There was nothing wrong with my strategy, but what I was trying to do is trade every day and at least try and get 2 trades a day and trying to make 1,000 to 2,000 per day profit also. This in turn just made me trade so much where I managed to lose the whole account. Even though I had big winners, I kept trading and over leveraging. So I was only willing to lose, say, 1,000 per trade. And in the end of the day, I was trading so much that I hit 1,000 way more than I hit my profit, which again, over trading just killed the account. On my third account, I did pass this one. However, what I found myself doing was every day sitting on the charts for hours on end, trying to force a setup, and I was almost getting FOMO. I had a few decent trades which made me pass the account. However, I still knew that my trading wasn't up to scratch when actually doing that challenge. So when I actually won, I wasn't too pleased with myself because I knew it was mostly luck instead of me trading how I normally would. So the big shift for me was just treat it like it's your proper funded account or your proper live account. Treat it like there's real money on the line every day. And also, I just stopped caring about passing. I just wanted to prove to myself that I could become a good trader and follow my rules. And then that's when I passed the verification on the first account. And then it's also when I got my second pass of a challenge as well. Honestly, it's funny how it works because it's so simple. It's not even to do with your strategy. It's purely mindset when trading these accounts. And once it clicks, you really think back to yourself, why was I even doing that in the first place to lose these accounts? Because when it actually comes down to it, if you risk correctly, don't over leverage, don't over trade, don't get FOMO, your strategy most of the time works and you will end up passing. Even if it takes you a few weeks to pass, it's fine. Even if it takes you a month, it's fine. So yeah, if you're going through a 10% challenge at the moment with FTMO, or to be honest, any other prop firm as well, forget about the target. Just focus on trading properly, trading within your rules and what you're actually comfortable with doing if it was real money on the line. Because I could imagine if you're doing a 100K account and you had $100,000 of your real money in the account, are you going to be risking 4%, 5% per trade? I can imagine you wouldn't, because you know if you lose, you're losing, if you're doing a 100K account, up to $5,000, which is a large chunk of money. So why do this on a prop firm challenge? It's honestly beyond me. And if you think that's the right way of passing these challenges and getting funded, then you're not going to be profitable, or you're not going to be profitable for long. Even if you get through the challenge and the verification and get your funded account, to actually get to a payout is even tougher than these challenges, honestly speaking. So get into the right mindset straight away. Get into the right mindset as soon as you purchase that first challenge account, because that's only just going to teach you to become a better trader and to actually start securing real payouts from these prop firms to actually earn money. So I'll see if I can put up the QR codes from the passes of my past challenges, just so you understand that I have passed these accounts, I have been through it, and I've been through exactly what you're thinking right now. So if this helped you, please drop a like, please think about subscribing as well, it would really help out. In the next video, I'm just going to talk about how to pass the verification stage of the FTMO account, and also other prop firms, of course, as well. It's slightly different because you still have the 10% max drawdown, but you only need to make 5%. You might think this is easier, but it does get harder from here. So thank you for watching, and again, please feel free to like, subscribe. I've also put a link down to my Instagram and also a link to the broker that I use for my live account as well.